Hi, Steve Addison here for the Movements Podcast. A podcast for people who want to multiply disciples and churches everywhere. Today we're talking to Jacob Via and Jephte about no place left in Haiti.
God is on the move here in Haiti. We are seeing just a wildfire movement of the gospel. And it's been incredible to be a small part of what God's doing. We've learned a lot. We're seeing God raise up teams, and at this point, I'm kind of serving the team leaders of the teams. And these are men and women who are just serving all over the country. We're currently my wife and I, my family and I, kind of taking an Ephesus model.
Yeah.
All stayed in Ephesus daily in the school of Tyrannus, and that's kind of where we're at. We're sitting here in our training room in Port-au-Prince, where we spend all day, every day, just pouring our lives into men and women who want to make disciples who make disciples until there's no place left. And so we've trained a lot of people, but we've built really a core team. And this team, they're each leading their own teams in different cities all around the country. And so they're the ones that are really in the trenches. They're the ones that are really doing the work. These are a team of local leaders, unpaid, volunteer, indigenous leaders who are doing the work. And so we're praising God for it. We're seeing at least 7 distinct streams of fourth generation church and more. We've seen more than 20,000 baptisms and more than 3,000 churches, and that's over the period of about 22 months.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're seeing God do.
I'm just picking myself off the floor now.
Yeah, we are too. We're still trying to figure out how it happened, and seriously, God's working, and we're just trying to keep up. Wow. And it's been amazing to serve this team. Jephte's one of those team leaders.
Okay.
On our core team, and I'm just praising God for these men and women who God's using. Now,
is it a requirement to wear the same color T-shirt that I see you both wearing?
Apparently so. Apparently red is the color. I didn't know that.
Now, Jephte, we'd like to hear from you. How did you get involved in all this?
Oh, well, I want to start. My name is Jephte, and I am going to turn 22 years old in December. So I grew up in a Christian home in 2014, and I met with Jacob and started working with them. And in 2015, we went to the 4th-year training in Florida.
Okay. So
this is how we have the training, and we just start working. So kind of how we start.
Did you meet a crazy guy called Troy Cooper there?
Oh, yeah.
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 And so, what was the impact of the training on you, Jephte?
Well, I was kind of the worship leader in my dad's church before that. So we're doing all legacy church and all traditional cultural thing in our church. So when I came back, when I go to the training, it kind of opened my eyes and to see that what we're doing is not wrong, but it's not the best. Because really what Jesus is looking for, if we do that, we make a disciple, and not only that sit in the church and just go to church every Sunday, but really there's a job that you need to do in your daily life. So kind of what changed in my life, it's a daily life for Jesus. Wake up, and I know there's something that I need to do, and it's to share the gospel with others. So
okay, and what was different when you came back from Florida?
Well, everything just felt different, and we didn't know how to start. And it was like, for me, I was like I was a part of another, what can I say, that another involved in another situation, because everything about the Christian's life just changed, because I really now live on this earth is not only just wake up and just go to work or go to school, but there's something that you need to do for Jesus every day.
Okay.
So
And
that kind of changed
what did
my
you
life.
start? What did you start doing?
Well,
Give us an
for
example.
myself, it's just going in the harvest every day and sharing the gospel with unbeliever, and this is how the work God was just using this and explode something here in Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, Jephte,
Yeah.
at the time, Jephte was living with us, and it was him that was really pushing me into the harvest. Suddenly he had purpose. Suddenly he knew what to do on Monday morning.
Yeah.
And we're praying Luke 10:2 at 10:02 every day. And Jephte's the one saying, "Hey, let's go. We got to go do it. We've got work to do." And so he's been the one who's was pushing me at the beginning.
Okay. And Jephte, can you think of in those early days of how, as you got into the harvest, you saw God at work? Can you think of an example of someone you met?
Oh yeah, there was a guy that used to come over the house. He usually came over and pick up the trash over the house, but he was not a believer. So it's a guy that we've been working with for about a year, and so we shared the gospel with him, and God just used the way that we act and the way that we share the gospel with him, and he turned and believe in Jesus. So him and his girlfriend turned believe in the same day and baptized.
Wait a minute. This is the guy who collects the trash from your house.
Yes.
So how did we get from him collecting the trash to turning believing with his girlfriend and getting baptized? What actually happened?
Well, he came over one morning, and I just felt like, I need to share. It was right after the training, and I said I need to share the gospel with them, and we sat down in the training room and shared a true circle with them. He said, "Yeah, I've been waiting for this for a long time because I can't go to church because I don't have the white clothes to go to church." I said, "Well, we can have church here, as family. You can come over and we can have church together." So he said, "Well, let's do it." And turn and believe in Jesus and baptized in the same afternoon. Went back home and he shared the gospel with his girlfriend. And 2 days later, his girlfriend got baptized. It's just how it works.
Wow. And so in Haiti, people dress up, and he felt like, I don't have the fine white clothes to go to church, so I can't follow Jesus. And Jesus washed him clean.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're finding that everywhere. We're finding people who have wanted to follow Jesus for a long time, but have been told that they can't because of their social state, their economical state, their dress. They're living with their girlfriend. We had a guy who we just sent out, a guy named David, as a missionary to Chile. But Dave was he's a guy who was turned away from the church because of his dreadlocks. Was literally turned away at the door of the building, and he was actually ended up. He was a second generation disciple of one of our other guys, and was trained and has been faithfully serving with our team for the last year. We just sent him off to Chile, but he was an example of a guy who had wanted to follow Jesus, but was told that he couldn't because of even just his appearance.
Yeah.
But one of the things that Jephte and I kind of set a principle in our house early. We've got 12 guys that live with us. Our home has become like a revolving door for the community. There's always people in and out. And so we set a goal to say that nobody enters this house, no one leaves this house without hearing the gospel first.
Really?
So whether that's the guy who picks up the garbage or somebody who's coming to work on our car or just friends from some of these guys from work or school or whatever it is, we set a goal to share the gospel with every person who enters this place.
So there's 12 big guys. I'm not saying Jephte looks tough, but I think he could handle himself. There's 12 of these guys in the house, and no one can get out until they've heard the gospel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. So, Jephte, Jacob was saying not only you in the harvest and you're starting new churches, but you're a team leader. So what does that look like for you as a team leader? What do you do?
Well, it's look like we are part of a family on mission. I will say it like this: there's a team of 7 of us that give our life and to do the work of Jesus, and it's just how it is, just family on mission.
So what does it look like when you go on mission as a group, as a family?
As a group, really.
Tell them kind of what's happening in Bowie.
Well, really, how we do it is, we go out and we follow the example of Jesus when he sent out his disciples and just go 2 by 2.
Yeah.
And we spend time out, and really how we do it, we don't just quickly share with that person. We kind of open a real conversation with that person, spend time.
Tell us that story.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we have an example of one of our guy called Ronaldo. He is one of this is the second generation of one of our leader named Joshua. He went out to a place called Unsapit. They really follow the Luke 10:2 model, going out without any clothes, any money.
I hope he had some clothes, maybe just not any extra clothes. Yeah?
Well,
I know it's pretty warm in Haiti, but I would assume some clothes.
Yeah.
Nothing extra.
Nothing extra.
Yeah, they just went out to find the house of peace, and so went in this place called Unsapit and shared the gospel all day long. It was about to get dark on that day when they find this man called Calix. So they go in and share the gospel with Calix, and Calix was worthy to receive Jesus that day. So he welcomed them in his house and sat down with Calix and kind of do a little training with them. So right after Calix turned and believe in Jesus, Calix shared the gospel with his wife. At the same day, they turn and believe. His wife waiting for the kids before they come back from school and share the gospel with them. All of 2 daughters that they have, they turn and believe in Jesus. In the next day, they got baptized, and they went out in the harvest with Ronaldo. And they spent about 4 days out there going in the harvest and do training. So before they even come back, they start about 4 new churches.
4 new churches.
The one churches, yeah.
Yeah, so in 4 days, Ronaldo spent these 4 days with this family, Calix. They saw 73 people come to know Jesus in that community that week, and 50 of them baptized, and then a new church started in Calix's home. Within the first month, that church had multiplied into 4 other churches. But that was an example of how one of the things that we push for is the 3-touch training, but we do the 3 touches in 3 days, where at the end of that 3rd day, the people that you've trained are now trainers. They've been, we've modeled the process, and by the end of the 3rd day, they're leading the training, so they're training their neighbors and their friends. So we started doing that not only with legacy churches, but also with new churches in the harvest. That 3 touches in 3 days, we found really to jumpstart that new church. They know what it means to be a disciple. They know how to share their faith, and they know who to share with. Mm-hmm. And so this example of Ronaldo, who's going out in the harvest with this new family every day, in a matter of 4 days, had formed this new church, and they were on the move throughout their community with the gospel.
Okay, and will Ronaldo or anyone else circle back and help those new churches in terms of their journey towards, health and maturity? Does that happen?
Yep. So, one of the things we do, we release pretty quickly. And so Calix will lead that new church. He is leading that new church. And Ronaldo has taken Calix out and Ronaldo is training. He's meeting with Calix every week, and so there's a rhythm there.
Okay.
That he's meeting weekly for training and discipleship. But Calix is leading the new church, not Ronaldo.
So Calix is like Cornelius. I mean, Peter had just a few days with him, and we don't know for sure, but we just assume that the pattern for Paul and Barnabas is we circle back, we write a letter, we send a team, but the local new believers are taking responsibility to reach their community.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So people are going to think this sounds too easy. So tell me about some of the challenges.
Yeah. About the story of Joshua.
One of our pastors called Joshua. He is amazing, and he's multiplied to thousands of churches right now. So in his area called Gantier, so he was really working on this area, but there was this other legacy church and the legacy pastors that didn't like what he's doing because he felt like he's kind of losing power, influence, because everyone is called to make disciples right now. Everyone is called to baptize. He's kind of feel that the job of pastor is kind of low for him. Because really in Haiti, when you talk about a pastor, you can see this big man in the high position. This is how it is here. So he didn't like Joshua when Joshua was start doing that kind of work. Start persecute Joshua and even trying to kick him out of the community.
Okay.
But Joshua's he come to our house and we have a meeting and he starts sharing all of that. And we even asked Joshua, so, well, what do you want to do? And then he goes, well, I just want to pray for the success of his ministry. So that was Joshua's heart.
Yeah.
He wants to pray for the success of this pastor's ministry. Yeah. So a couple months passed by, and it was one night, late at night, and somebody knocked at Pastor Joshua's door. And when he opened it, it was the pastor that didn't like him. So come over to his house and now ask, so can you train me so how to make disciples? Because now I realize that I don't know how to make disciples. So right now, every night, so this pastor is going to Joshua secretly every night to receive some training from Joshua.
Wow.
So we'll see how God is working.
That's our Nicodemus story, right?
Yeah.
Late at night, he didn't want anybody to see him. He comes. But this pastor had actually put together a team of other pastors in the area to drive Joshua out of town.
Yeah.
And they were laying on the persecution pretty heavy on Joshua and his family, dragging his name through the mud.
Yeah.
And Joshua just faithfully prayed for him, loved on him, and now is training this guy to begin making disciples, multiplying churches. It's incredible.
Yeah. What's been the role of Jacob in your life and your development? What's he done?
It's huge. It's a lot. Because before that, I was a Christian for a long time, going to church, being the worship leader, and so my vision really was to go to the Dominican Republic, the DR, to become a doctor, to come back home and work, taking care of my family. But I did not realize the really ministry call of my life, and it's when Jacob and Keisha came in Haiti. And through our conversation and what we talk about, and now I kind of realize who I am and what the Lord wants me to do. So, and I decided even before the 4 fields training, I decided to not go into the DR to become a doctor, and I want to give myself to full-time ministry. It was not an easy decision. It was not easy time. It was not an easy season in my life because it was very difficult. And in Haiti, when you're in a position that you can help your family, it's like they hope that you're going to be the everything of the family because everybody is looking at you.
Yeah.
We used to go to the Dominican and become the person that my family want me to be and to give myself full-time ministry. And when they heard about that, it was not an easy decision for me And but still, my heart, I can tell that, I'm not gonna change my idea. I'm gonna give myself full-time ministry, and no matter what comes, this is that was in my heart, and I just stay focused on the call, but it was not easy.
And what have you observed Jacob doing in terms of how he's helped you develop since then?
Well, he's a good dad. He's a good teacher, and there's a lot of good model. How he treat his wife, how he treat his family, his kid, and how he love others, and how he love Jesus. His heart for the Word of God, and he built in me a lot of things, and I can't tell how to describe this.
But Jesus is the one who's built that heart in him. As we've just labored together. I mean, I love this guy like my own brothers, and we've labored together in the harvest. We've been through some really difficult times together. We've navigated through some really difficult waters. We discovered the movement Jesus started. We've discovered that together as Jesus was revealing to us. So like we've just been on this journey together and really have learned from each other. It's been really cool to see God working in this guy's life.
So Jephte, Jacob has invested in you out of love and out of devotion to Jesus. So just tell us about one or two of the guys you're investing in. What do you do with them?
There's so one of them is one of my closer friends. His name is Eld. He lives in the house with us. And the other one is my older brother. He's older than me, so I'm the youngest on my family. So the other one is my brother Markley. We spend time together, and we go to the Word of God together. And it's hard and it's difficult sometimes. But with all this prayer for love and patience, we always remember myself. If God is still patient with me, I need to be patient with others too.
Yeah. Good.
Jephte is really raising up his brother Markley to lead a movement in an area called Bon Repos, where his dad has his legacy church, and really God has transformed that legacy church into a training and sending center, being led by his brother Markley, as Jephte is faithfully training up his brother. And so they've got weekly rhythms where he's meeting weekly for training, but then he's also other times where they're having bro time, accountability. But he's pushing his brother forward to lead this work outside the city, and we're seeing just some crazy multiplication through this legacy church, and really all that's through Jephte's faithful training with them.
And Jephte, how do your parents feel now about you giving up the opportunity to be a doctor?
Well, in the beginning, it was not easy, and when I came back with the idea of making disciples and no place left vision, they turned away. Not even the text message for about 6 months.
Okay.
It was not easy season in my life, and after when they heard about what God is doing through the ministry, and they come on board right now, and so really my dad doesn't want me to do anything else, whether to be in the church with them and to serve.
So Jephte, what's God put on your heart when you think of your nation of Haiti? What's stirring in you?
Well, really, as a Haitian, what breaks my heart for now is the brutal fact of my country, because this country it's about 11 million people. The population is about 11 million. We have about 9 million of them that not following Jesus.
Yeah.
So, and 500 of them die every day without Jesus. So, for myself, as a Haitian, I can see myself I have a pretty heavy work on my back to faithfully share Jesus with everyone that go pass by my way, because I know this is my job. This is what I need to do.
And are you going to share with all 9 million lost people?
Oh no, no, I can't do that.
You just take 1 or 2 million, Jephte.
So how are we going to reach the 9 million?
Yeah. So really, my vision is to train, faithfully train others that want to work on that same idea with me, and so that we can train people that can train others, and until the 4th generation and beyond, so that we can see that the work is passing by to the generation. So really, this is my vision.
Let me kind of just give you a picture of where God is leading the work here. Our prayer is that this would be a sustaining movement, also a multiplying movement. Where we've got a solid team in place of unpaid and indigenous leaders that are leading the work, and they're beginning to mobilize Haitians to the nations, as we're saying here. We've got a guy we've just launched to Chile. One of our other team leaders has sent 2 of his Timothys to France. And we have 2 other guys that are about to move to Argentina, and another one to Guadalupe. And so our prayer is that we would see really a multiplying movement, a missionary movement of Haitian missionaries being mobilized to the nations. Our prayer is that we would be able to take the hot coals of movement here and place them, like drop it in a dry forest, that we would see a wildfire movement of the gospel in other nations around the world as a result of what he's doing here. So that's our prayer, that's our vision for the future, and we're asking Jesus to multiply it.